The other big news coming out of Oakland was shocking to me that Bob Melvin, under contract with the Oakland A's, is now the manager of your San Diego Padres. Just out of the blue. There was no news. The only news I heard about the Padres job was that Ozzie Guillen, former White Sox manager, was interviewing for it. I had no idea Bob Melvin was looking for a job, considering he had a job that pays him $4 million a year. He has been the A's manager for 11 years. He's been 3 times manager of the year with the A's, getting paid a handsome salary. You'd think that sounds like a regular job to me. He just takes another job, and the A's requested zero compensation for that. Just like with managers can be traded, or there can be a monetary considerations, or something can happen. The A's asked for nothing. And that is embarrassing. What that amounts to is the A's do not want to pay their manager $4 million. That's all this is. It's a salary dump of your manager who has done nothing but yeoman's work with an always challenged roster. It's disgusting. And I think A's fans should be outraged that, number one, you lose your manager, but then you don't ask for anything in return. How can you not get, some kind of level, high, low, mid-level, whatever prospect out of this? How can you not profit off of this in any way? So it is a bizarre story. It's strange enough for another team to hire a manager out from underneath them, but to have to give no compensation for it is outrageous. So, I mean, you get the kind of weird good news that the A's might be staying, and then you have your ownership sending a clear signal that you are dumping salary this year. You're dumping your manager. Most likely they're dumping all their players. Olsen, everybody that has, even I think their highest paid player might have been Olsen or Chapman at like $12.5 million. So in the grand scheme of things, those aren't big contracts. They're going to jettison all those players. The rest of the majors are going to be coming at them like jackals, looking at their pitching staff, especially like Chris Bassett or Sean Manaea. That I've already seen lots of speculation who might be going after those guys, because it just seems like
could be a reunion for Chris Bassett.
They could. It just looks like there's going to be a feeding frenzy. So I have no idea what you're talking about with a reunion. What do you mean?
He was drafted by the White Sox.
Sorry, I had no idea. I was not aware of the White Sox draft in 2014, whenever that was. But
yes,
could be a reunion. Yes, I don't think he has much salary, so they'll probably take. Considering they took nothing to give away their manager, you could probably get Chris Bassett for next to nothing as well. So, although I'm sure he's haunted anytime he hears the White Sox name, as you guys broke his face into many pieces. So,
but now we won't break it because he's be on our team, so
he's got to deal
for him.
He's got to deal with batting practice, or no, he'll be in the field though.
But just real quick on San Diego, when I saw that Ozzie interviewed for San Diego, it made me laugh out loud, and here's why. Every West Coast manager has sort of like a style, right? Once Tony Lasorda left, the fiery manager on the West Coast went with him. They're all kind of more even-keeled guys. They don't get too upset about anything. Like occasionally they'll go out and argue something, but it's very chill. And I saw the Ozzie interview, and I said, they're just interviewing him to say they interviewed enough people for the job, which was one, I believe. I hadn't heard about anyone else interviewed, and then Bob Melvin got hired.
Yeah.
And when Bob Melvin got hired, I just said, I'm not surprised, other than the fact that he was under contract, because he's got the West Coast tie. I actually was going to speculate when we were
a damn good manager too.
Yeah. And I was going to speculate that they would, when we were going to do the show last week, because it would have been before this announcement.
Yeah.
That they were going to probably talk to Bochy too. Because
I heard he might have been in the mix, but yeah.
hey, you want to come out of retirement, get this team in the
I
right
think that was
direction?
speculation that he might be in the mix. I didn't hear it was reported that he actually interviewed. So
No, I don't think he interviewed, but I'm saying I would have seen him because I remember when he was asked about the White Sox job. He said, I
mm,
mean, I'd have to see what the deal is, but you can never say never to something,
yeah. Yeah, it sounds like
So
he wants to keep managing someplace if the right opportunity comes up.
yeah,
But
so yeah, so I mean, the it just seemed outside of the weirdness from the A's side of things, it seemed like a typical hire that they would do.